In this video, we're going to talk about creating tension in your strength exercises. Now, the reason that this is important is because creating tension is the equivalent of like building a solid foundation. So if you're building a house, you want a solid foundation so it's going to hold up and be rock solid. Same kind of idea applies here with our strength exercises. When we create tension properly, what we do is we prevent energy leaks or inefficiencies within our movement and as we're trying to apply and create and generate force. So examples that I'm going to show you today, 5 examples. We're going to do a pull-up, a cable row, a push-up, and then a sumo squat and a barbell sumo deadlift. So we've got 2 pulling motions for the upper body, a push-up, and then 2 for the lower body. So we kind of going to show you at different levels what that would look like. So the first example we're going to do is a pull-up. Now, when we're thinking about it like an energy leak, like I mentioned, or an inefficiency, that would look something like this when we're doing our pull-ups. Someone's doing a pull-up and they're kicking all over the place, back and forth, and the legs are always swinging. When they're doing that, they're using energy to swing and kick the legs over, and they're not having that solid foundation. They're not creating more of a solid foundation and a stronger body throughout so that more force can be applied to pull into the pull-up. So what we want to do instead, there's a couple things. One, we want to focus on driving the elbows down. So we're really pulling the elbows down. 2, we want the legs in front of us a little bit. So instead of the legs hanging behind, we want the legs in front of us a little bit. What that's going to do is allow us to pull our belly button to our sternum right here to create a tighter core to where we're bracing at our core and we're just putting ourselves in a more stronger position. And then the third thing we want to do is cross our legs. And again, the reason we're crossing our legs like this is so that we can squeeze our legs together to create more force. So what it looks like in action is, again, you're pulling with the elbows down, you got the legs in front and the legs crossed, and I'm really like pulling my belly button to the sternum. So it looks like this right here. All the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the cable row. Very similar movement for the pull-up right here. Same idea. We want to focus on pulling our elbows to our side. And the thing with the cable row is we want to, again, focus on pulling the belly button to the sternum right here. So we're going to drop back right here. And then I'm creating tension by almost thinking as if like someone was about to punch me in the stomach. So I'm pulling the belly button to the sternum, and then I'm pulling right here. So that's the cable row. Again, really focus on bracing that core, creating a more solid foundation. Third example, in the push-ups, a couple things we want to think about. So with the push-ups, we don't want to be just like flailing all over the place. Again, we want to create more tension. So what that looks like on the push-up is, from a push-up position, think about like Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. So you've got your hands into the floor, and then I'm almost trying to like pull the floor apart or spread the turf apart. Now, are my arms going to actually go, or my hands going to actually go anywhere? No. But what it looks like is when I'm doing the push-up, I'm really trying to spread the turf apart. So we're just pulling apart right here, and that's helping me create more tension in my upper body, and then coming back up. The other thing that we're doing, again, keeping that nice tight core, bracing at the core, pulling the belly button to the sternum, and then I'm driving my heels into the wall behind me. So I'm really pushing those heels into the wall behind me. Come down, come up. Last 2 exercises, very similar, the sumo squat and the sumo deadlift. The main thing that we want to think about on here is bracing the core just like we've been doing, but then really pulling the kettlebell apart. So I'm thinking about pulling the kettlebell apart or bending the kettlebell. When we do that, we're going to better engage our lat muscles right here, which is going to make us much stronger, especially when using heavier weights. So we set up over the center of the kettlebell, and again, I'm focused on pulling the kettlebell apart or really bending the kettlebell. So that from right here, I'm bending. It's almost like you can see my arms turning right here, and then tap, and then really pulling apart. Again, when I'm pulling apart, I'm bringing all these extra muscles into the movement, which is going to make me a lot stronger. Same thing right here with the barbell sumo deadlift. Feet in a nice wide position. And then I've got my hands right here, and I'm going to bend the bar is what I'm thinking about doing. So right here, bend the bar, tap, right back up. And in doing so, again, we're creating more tension, which is gonna make you a lot stronger. So, whatever exercises you're really focused on improving, focus on creating more tension with the examples that I showed you. Give it a shot. Let me know if you have any questions.